Hey Bushcraft family, back again for another video. This one being a question and answer thing, Q&A or whatever they call them. Somebody asked if I would do one of these, so yep, here it is. And this being Friday, as always, Red Shirt Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. Gotta support our servicemen and women. So let's get started. I have a cat that's bugging me right now. Shh. Never fails. Okay. One of the first questions is, because I asked questions here on YouTube, my community tab, and also Twitter and Facebook. Didn't get anything on Twitter. I mean, I don't have that many people that's following me on Twitter. You behave. I did get a few messages on Facebook. Pest. You may see. Nope. We'll get through this. Will you go lay down? You're going to mess with the mic. Here, lay down. There we go. Okay, you're laying down. Okay, let's go for the ones on YouTube first, and I'll put who they're from in a little image below me or somewhere like that. Melissa, who do you prep for? Rather, how many people do you prep for? And how much food would you suggest someone should prep for, and how long for? 6 months, a year, great videos. Have a blessed day. Thank you. And right now I prep for me and my son, and also if I can put any back, I also for my family in case they would come by in times of need, because it would be better if everybody was in one location type thing. Here. Get along, cat. Get along. Go do something. Shh. This is going to be a good video, I tell you. Okay. And for how long, I would suggest now, the government, they tell you should have 2 weeks of food. No more than 2 weeks of food and water. Yeah. Don't listen to them. Because 2 weeks will go by very quickly. And at the end of 2 weeks, you got to rely on the government to come help you. And let's face it, not saying they're not reliable or anything, but it's been proven that they are not. Just look at some of the things like the hurricanes in Louisiana and stuff like that, the floods in Texas and things like that. So 2 weeks is nowhere enough. I would say 6 months, bare minimum. 6 months. If you're starting out, don't feel overwhelmed or anything. Just do it day by day. There are websites that you can calculate how much food how many members of your family will eat in that much time, and you can kind of like rice and beans and stuff like that, and other things. And if you don't have money, I know there's a lot of people are going to say the freeze-dried meals and things like that. Those are fine for the people who've got the money to spend thousands of dollars on that type of food. it's not really the healthiest food for a person, like somebody that's got high blood pressure or things like that, because it's real high in sodium and everything like that. So there's other ways like canning and stuff like that. So that's the first question. That seemed like quite long, didn't it? Canadian Proud and Outdoors. Good videos, by the way. You started your channel in 2016. Yes, I did. But I did 3 videos and my channel got shut down because it got hacked and they never did anything with it until last year. November is actually when I started doing YouTube every day, basically. So there's that. I would have rather been doing it from 2016 until now, but I guess it all works out one way or the other. The rest of the question is, where were you then in your mindset on prepping and your channel, and how have you grown from then to now on prepping and such? Well, the channel was not going to be anything to do with prepping. It was going to be bushcraft type videos of me and my family out in the woods doing bushcraft, showing people how to trap and surviving off the land and stuff, wild edibles, just building things, cooking outside and stuff like that. We started, and then, yeah, YouTube had a hiccup in its whatever, and it pretty much died from there. When I got the channel back, I decided to add prepping to the channel. I had already been prepping because of all the stuff that's going on, but I had actually been prepping long before that. Just not as serious, I would say. I always had a bunch of food set aside. I always rotated it and stuff like that. That way I would have some for emergencies and stuff like that. But 2020, yeah, I decided to get real serious about it because of how things have been turning out and whatnot. So yeah, like I said, I got a lot serious about it, and I amped everything up, and I figured I might as well, while I was doing that, show everybody what I do and whatnot. And I know there's a lot of other channels out there doing the same thing and everything, but I wanted to do more to show people about the food side of it. That's why I do the weekly market reviews. That's why I talk about like the different canned foods and stuff, how long the cans will last and things like that. It's more about the food side of prepping and stuff like that. But I do other stuff in there too. I plan on doing more bushcrafting stuff. It's a little hard right now being in the city. You can't really bushcraft too much in the city and stuff. And the land that I was using or was going to use, I had 2 weeks of footage of me and my son out there building a shelter, showing people how to trap and things like that. And then I was told I couldn't release the footage because his wife didn't want their property to be seen on YouTube. And Like, I'm not a big YouTuber. maybe 100 or 200 people from all over the country may see that, but nobody's going to know where it's at. But I had to delete all of that information and stuff, which was very sad. But eventually I want to get my own land with some woods and stuff so I can actually do homesteading and the bushcraft side of it. So, yeah. Okay. Tennessee Tactical -1. Bushcraft. How do you fight the prepper fatigue? I'm tired, but I keep on stacking. Well, I don't know. The only thing that gets tiring for me is trying to find a place to stack it all. I get these shelves and stuff because it's too expensive to buy wood to make your own now. Now, without saying how much stuff I have and whatnot, I have things all through the house because that is a major mistake a lot of preppers do. They have a pantry, or they have it in the kitchen, or they have it in a spare bedroom. They stick all their preps in one room. That's bad because what happens if lightning strikes that room and it catches fire or something in that nature? All your preps and things. I was watching a prepper, and he had all of his bug out bags in the same room, all of his canned food, all of his canning jars, and all that stuff, all in one room. And a lot of times, a lot of people had already said you shouldn't keep all your preps in one room. And he didn't take it so well. And I'm not one to tell people what to do. I suggest things, and if it sticks to the person, then it sticks. If not, then I tried. But yeah, I don't know. I tend to make it almost like a game. I try to get maybe a week's food, a week's supply of food per week that I can stick back. And the only issue I have is my rotations and stuff. I need to get more organized in it. And I've been looking at a few apps that will handle that. So hopefully I'll get more organized with that. Okay, Little Frenchie in Big Texas. I wish I was their neighbors. They're awesome. When are you going to get out of the city suburbs and in the country with your own homestead? Nothing more than if I could just find land, I would move out and get out of the city right away and just work the land until I could get a home or build something, build a shed to home or something like that. Because I despise being in a city. I mean, it's nice to where you can just drive down the block and get whatever you need, but I just, it's not that I don't like people. I just don't like being so close to people. Yeah, something like that. But I'm trying. Right now, the prices, I've been following real estate and things like that, and some places that have been pretty reasonable have changed their prices and doubled what they were charging before, and it shows. It says that price update, and you can see they doubled it. Nothing they changed. They didn't put a whale in or anything like that. It's just boom. So yeah, I am looking. Trust me. Okay, and here's another one. Little Frenchie in Big Texas. What first drove you into peeping? I'm not a peeper. Sorry, but I'm pretty sure she meant prepping. How did you get there, and how were you? It was while my wife was still alive. It was, I would believe, about 1998. And we started canning and stuff like that. We had an old stove, and had a propane tank out. We canned all day long, and we just started putting food back and stuff for the winter. And come winter, we just had all that extra food, and we started saving money, and so we just started putting just food back, and that's how it started. And then started getting more into it because of 2001, 9/11. We seen how everybody reacted to the aftermath of it. The gas prices went up. Gas prices around here was over $5 a gallon. Grocery stores, everybody started going crazy and buying stuff up, and we said, "What's a good thing we have been putting food back, because a lot of stuff was just gone." And everything got back to normal within a week or so, but it just kind of a wake up. It's like, wow, see how fast things can go bad. Okay, Greg, what do you think is your number one item to prep? And thanks for all you do. And thank you, Greg, for being one of my members. I don't push being a member or anything like that, but I'm really glad that I do have a few members. It's it's real nice. Um, but again, I'm going to say it. It's water. Water is so important. Um, like you can live a couple weeks without food. You can only live 3 days without water. So that says it all by itself. And we have Uncle Al, um, Die Bullfrog 79. Learn how to cook outside. I think I'm not sure if he's asking if I know how to cook outside or what, but okay. Well, I've cooked outside for many, many, many years, so I know how to cook outside. I don't. I see people that cook things outside, and even a weenie roast. I see them putting a hot dog over the fire, and that just, I'm like, no, you don't cook hot dogs like that. You just burn the outside and the inside's raw. You cook over the coals, yeah. But I think that's his question. So I I grew up with my grandpa. The first, um, my dad had some major issues. It all started when my mother was killed by a serial killer in Dallas, Texas. Ever since then, he became a very bad drinker and stuff, and we moved around quite a bit. And I was left at my grandpa's for a few years of my younger years, and how I wish that I remembered half the knowledge that he tried to teach me, because he he was a mountain man basically. He knew everything about wild edibles, from trapping to everything you can think of. He was a moonshiner. There was, I mean, he was vast knowledge of knowledge. Um, and I learned a lot of stuff. And we had no electricity. We had no running water. I had to pull a bucket out of the well. It was a dug well, and I had to pull a bucket of water out and fill a 5 gallon bucket up and bring it in the house to for our drinking and washing dishes and things like that. We went outside. We're into an outhouse to do our business, and most of the time we cooked outside. He had a little grill type thing that we would cook things out on, and he had an old wood stove that we cooked on inside. So I know how to cook inside and outside. So yeah. Okay, let's go over to Facebook. Here are 3 questions that I got from Facebook. Kim from Facebook. I'm not going to say the last names or anything because Facebook is more of the person's name and things like that, so I'm not going to give that out. Kim from Facebook. Are you single? Yes, I'm still single. I have had a few dates and a few hookups, you could say, through the years since my wife had passed, and none of them seem to live up to my wife, basically. Um, so none of them really did work out. A few of them were a couple weeks, and I tried to separate um, that stuff from my kids because my kids were always the main purpose of my life is always putting 100% for my kids, and the other part was all separate. I would say 90% of the time they never knew about that side because when I was growing up, my dad had multiple hookups, I should say, marriages and stuff. A lot of times I was abused and was not treated right. And I didn't want that for my kids. If something were to happen, I didn't want that for my kids. So I kept that separate from my kids. Now that I've got older and they're all grown and stuff, it's a bit harder to find somebody. Um, I've tried the dating thing, and yeah, it was. I had some good prospects and stuff, but I never did find anything. And like I've always said, if it happens, it happens. Um, I just, yeah, basically that's it. Um, Stephen, let's move on to Stephen from Facebook. When would you feel it's time to bug out? Very good question, actually. Um, a lot of times when everybody says uh, when the crap hits the fan, basically, they're going to get their bug out bags and head to the country and bug out. For me, that would be the biggest mistake anybody could do because if they're a prepper already, all their food and stuff is right there. They're not going to carry it away because I mean if you have a bug out vehicle, you may load it up and stuff. But why would you want to leave all that stuff in the safety of your home? I mean, the safety might not be as safe all the time, but yeah. The thing is, I hope you don't hear the purring. Um, the only way I would bug out is if, like, bandits or whatever you want to call them was just too much for me to handle. Um, or a fire or something drastic would happen to my place, or it's just not safe to be here anymore, then it would be time. And I do have uh, areas that I could go to. Like I've said before in a few videos that I have drop boxes, basically, or stashes, where I've buried buckets full of things in different stages and different areas. Um, so if push comes to shove, we would head that direction, and we have plans and everything. Different routes. If one way is bad or another way is bad, we have 3 or 4 different routes that we could take in different directions. So that's all planned out and everything like that. But let's move on to the last one, because this video is actually taking a little bit longer than I anticipated. Charlotte, I think that's Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte from Facebook. What do you love and hate about being a YouTuber? Okay, let's go with the love. I love meeting new people and learning from my viewers. I've learned a lot of stuff from my viewers. That's why I always want people to give me ideas and stuff whenever they post, like when making something, or prepping for water or something like that. Somebody gives me an idea for something, or you can always do this, and this is always a good idea. Like when I do prepping videos and tell people what they should be getting at this certain time, they also say, yeah, you can also get this and that. And a lot of times you forget about something. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. And it comes from the viewers. And I like communicating with other YouTubers, which I would like to do more. Start doing more collabs and stuff with other YouTubers. I think that would be good. I've been wanting to do live stream. Every time I think about it, and I said, well, this will be, let's do it today. And then there's like 10, 15 other YouTubers going live at that time. I'm like, maybe, because I would feel bad if viewers would come over to see me, and I got hairs going all over the place. I'd have viewers coming over to see me and not to this other person that I still support and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll get another YouTuber and we'll start doing streams together or something like that. We'll see. But yeah, that's all the questions. That's 10 big questions right there, and I'm sorry if they went a little bit too long, but kind of explained a little bit there. Maybe in a few months, 6 months or 7 or 8 months or something down the road, we'll do another one. But until next time, I want to thank all of my supporters, my viewers, and all that for putting up with me and my blabbiness at sometimes. Until next time, God bless.